This is from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The chapter is called Sex Transmutation. It says sex energy must be transmuted from desire for physical contact into some other form of desire and action before it will lift one to the status of genius. Way too many people lower themselves, misunderstanding and misusing this great force to the status of lower animal. Wait. What? Is there a way to become a genius? Does it mean people having too much sexual activity are missing something? Ow! Elon Musk said stupendous amount of thinking has gone into sex without purpose, without procreation, which is actually quite a silly action in the absence of procreation. You are doing it because it makes the limbic system happy. It's pretty absurd, especially when procreation is not even a factor. Interesting. Well, we know the importance of thoughts and how it shapes your life. If you want to know more, check out my video about the extraordinary power of thoughts. I put the link in the description below. Alright, let's talk first about the term transmuting sex energy. What the hell is that? Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Albert Einstein also said, everything is energy and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want and you cannot help but get that reality. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Wow. Don't you see what I see? An opportunity to optimize yourself, if that's the case. Okay guys, let's go deeper. Transmuting is just a word qualifying the event of changing one form of energy into another. That's it. We humans are emotional creatures. And obviously sex has its own emotion, bringing us in a particular state of mind. What does the book say about the purpose of the emotion of sex? It says it has the possibility of 3 constructive purposes. First, the perpetuation of humankind. Second, the maintenance of health. As a therapeutic effect, there is no equal. And finally, the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. The last one is interesting to develop, isn't it? So there might be a way to the genius. Useless to remind you, sex desire is the most powerful of human desire. The human brain reacts to stimulation. The urge of sex puts your brain in the highest level of stimulation. When you think about it, nothing else matters. Women know that and use it to manipulate men since the dawn of time. When driven by this stimuli, men run the risk of life, reputation loss, or jail. We all heard about the affair between the former US President Bill Clinton and his secretary Monica Lewinsky back in the days. Our main concern in this video is to properly understand that desire and see how that powerful desire can help us become more productive, more creative, and more successful towards the realization of a worthy ideal. You feel me? Let's first see how the book defines the concept of genius. Well, the main difference between an ordinary person and a genius is the ability of the genius to tap into the creative imagination, also called the sixth sense, opposed to the reasoning faculty of the mind, driven by personal experience and not always that accurate. Ideas received through hunches and inspiration via the creative faculty of the mind are much more reliable than any reasoning faculty of the brain. Dr. Elmer Gates was paid significant fees by some of the biggest American corporations to seek and share strategic ideas. Dr. Gates had in his laboratory his personal soundproof communication room where lights could be shut off. He used to sit there until ideas started to flash in the form of hunches and inspiration in his mind. What did Dr. Gates know that we don't? The book says sexual desire shouldn't be submerged or removed, but should be shifted direction from physical desire towards form of expression that enrich the body, the mind, and the spirit. Scientific research on the background of entrepreneurs disclosed 2 facts. First, entrepreneurs with outstanding achievement developed a high sex nature. They learned the art of sex transmutation. The second information revealed from that research is that entrepreneurs who accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry were motivated by the influence of a woman. I think it makes sense, doesn't it? We all had that girl we wanted to impress in school, at work, or at the gym, trying to get her attention by performing remarkably. Doesn't that drive give you some kind of powerful willingness to perform well in order to impress? By the way, I also see another reason to choose wisely before getting involved with any woman. I mean, pages of history show plenty of great leaders whose achievement may be traced to the influence of a woman who aroused their creative faculty of their minds through the most powerful stimuli of the brain, sexual desire. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of them. The right woman can complete you. She can free you from some pettiness retaining you in the lower levels. Then you can naturally elevate. A genuinely good woman is a big advantage. She completes you as you complete her, as long as you are a competent man. But is being in a good relationship enough to profit positively from your sexual desire and reach higher potentials? In fact, the transmutation of sex energy requires the exercise of willpower. It comes back to the notion of self-discipline. I mean, it's about doing what is right and not what your body wants. Our brain is a marvelous tool with abilities we don't understand. We need to identify and get rid of all emotions slowing it down to let the brain naturally elevate. Thinking too much about physical intercourse, the most powerful stimuli of the brain, will undoubtedly shut off abilities of your brain you normally have access to when you're more in a flow state of mind, even lowering you to the level of animals. Put it this way, doing it reasonably is healthy. Thinking about it is not. Lucky are those who found out how to give sex emotion an outlet through some form of creative effort. For that, they lifted themselves to the status of genius. Sexual desire contains creative abilities and major source for action. For proof, observe an animal being castrated. A bull becomes a docile cow. Every intelligent person knows that excess and overstimulation of the brain through alcohol or narcotics damages vital organs, the body, and the brain. However, not everyone knows that excess of sex could be as destructive when it comes to creativity. A sex-mad person is not different to a dope-mad person. Both have lost reasoning and willpower. Plus, many cases of hypochondria or imaginary illness results from ignorance of the true function of sex. Widespread ignorance about sex is partly explained by the fact that the subject has been surrounded with mystery and dark silence. To sum up quickly, if you're willing to let the inborn genius in you surge, you need to show some willpower to redirect the power of your sexual desire toward more constructive tasks. I repeat, doing it is healthy, but thinking about it is not. A genuine girl is definitely a huge investment, especially if she supports and pushes you towards your goals. Alright, stay true to yourself.